of problems and pain and suffering. So, if you recall, we began our pursuit with discussing how blessed are the poor in spirit, and we talked about this poor in spirit is not a poverty financially, because if we subscribe to blessed are the poor in spirit to mean to be blessed to be poor, then we would have to challenge our efforts as we try to liberate those who struggle with the effects of that. No, this poor is poor in spirit, meaning I understand that no matter who I am, under the sound of my voice, all of us, because of our humanity and because of God's power and his being the holy other or transcendent God, that all of us are impoverished, needy, dysfunctional individuals that are impoverished in spirit. And because of that, all of us should approach God with the humility and the grace to conclude that all of us, no matter how we subscribe to ourselves, are what we would surmise to be poor in spirit. And because of that poor in spirit, there's a direct connection between poor in spirit and blessed are those who mourn. This mourning that was referred to, that spoke about last week, this mourning is related to the first, but this mourning is because you should be mourning because there is a spiritual deficiency. Meaning your spiritual depraved self should not create happiness. It should not create joy, but it should create a mourning inside of you to make all of us crave and be comforted only by God. You see, and that's crucial. I remember David prays this prayer, and it's a prayer to pray that I think is quite challenging. Lord, search me and show me who I am. And if ever you get an opportunity to see whom you are, oftentimes you have presented yourself in a better light than what really actually is. And oftentimes you can struggle with things that you don't even know about because we spend so many time judging and looking at other people. So this mourning is because I realize I'm poor in spirit. But the beauty of the mourning is that the only person that can comfort the mourning is Jesus. And Jesus said, if you mourn about your state, if you mourn about your situation, come unto me, and I'll give you the comfort. So now here's my most challenging one, and here's the one that I pray for every day, and I want to continue to walk it out and carry out in my life. Is blessed is the meek, they shall inherit the earth. Now let me before we get to meek, let me just say this here, right? Let me, as a disclaimer, meekness, and write this in your notes if you can. Meekness does not mean weakness. Now that's important. Meekness does not mean weakness. But being meek in spirit, blessed are the meek, is a sense of strength and power, and not a strength of weakness, okay? Because we have this view in our secular society that if you're weak or if you're meek, you just become the carpet and people can just walk all over you and do all what they want to do. And that's not what meekness is at all, okay? And before we get into let's walk through a little bit on the root and the etymology of this word meekness, and then we can see. Now, meekness comes from the Greek ethic, and the ethics system is to be meek. And for Aristotle, when he talked about ethics, and we talked about this term ethics was always the fine balance between two extremes. Let me explain that. Meaning ethics means that I'm not totally excessive in a situation, right? But I'm not totally depraved or totally broken in a situation. So for Aristotle, when he brings this word meekness up, it's the posture that's the perfect balance in between two particular extremes. All right. Now let me put some leather on that so that you don't say that makes no sense. Okay. Meekness is not the absence of anger. Okay. But meekness, because remember I said meekness is the proper balance between two extremes, right? Right. So meekness is defined as the person whose who can be angry at the right time, but never angry at the wrong time. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So meekness is, no, I know how to control myself. And there is always a right time to have righteous indignation, okay? But also, I also realize that if it involves me and my personal agenda, I can control my anger in order not to retaliate in an unchristian-like way. Now let's just sit on that for a minute, okay? Because oftentimes the beauty of Jesus, if you study the walk of Christ, is that Christ knew how to handle himself at all times. He was the example of, okay, the same Jesus that knew how to have compassion on the woman who touched him was the same Jesus that went to the temple and turned it upside down. Okay? So Jesus is saying, no, meekness is knowing when to push the button and when to control it. Okay? Now let's go here now. Barclay defines this as angry when it's done for others is righteous, okay? But when it's done for self is prideful. You see the two extremes. So meaning when I'm fighting for a cause, okay, I'm using that same meekness because I'm fighting for someone else. When I'm upset the way maybe something has been done injustively to someone and I'm championing the cause, that's meekness. But when I cuss somebody out in the Wawa, that's pride. See the difference of the two? And see, the problem is in church, we don't know how to get mad over the right things. Okay? The things that we should get upset about and it should move us to action, we don't do. But when it comes to somebody messing with us, we're going to tell somebody what we feel. I said all the time. And God says, if you're going to be my servant and walk in meekness, you got to have an on and off button. Are you with me here? Have you met somebody that's just always just, you only like to go out with them because every time they go out it's going to be something. They just got it. They just always, they're never pleased with nothing. And you hate to go out with them because it's going to be an argument. It's going to be something. It's going to be some complaining going on because they just, and that's why some people, some people when they have these, when churches have these, that's just so funny to me. When churches has these conferences, a lot of the restaurants don't like to take church people. I ain't lying. Because they say the church people be some of the nastiest people in the restaurant. You ever see a church person come to the restaurant? I need a glass with 3 cubes in it. Then they bring it, these cubes are not the right cubes. I need cubes at a candy corner. What kind of soup is this? And then you know it's going bad when the check comes and the check only $12 and you still calculate what the tip's supposed to be. You know, this is going bad. And so we need to be careful because a part of this word meekness is domesticated, meaning that when I'm meek, it comes from the word gentleman. There's nothing to me, and I tell my daughters all this, than a gentleman. You know, old school gentleman, you know, my dad, hilarious, but till he died, I couldn't wear no hat in no house. I come to the house, I had my hat on, he bust me upside the head. Boy, take your hat off while you're in your house. If we walk to the car, and I get in the car, my mama's door wasn't open, he said, well, what you doing? Get out there, open the door. Get open this car for your mama. Don't let your mama get open no car. If the groceries in the car, you know, my dad was the groceries in the car, he wouldn't go open to get the groceries, he just go in the house. So come on over, we in the house, just tag in the groceries. Because as a gentleman, there's certain things as a gentleman that a gentleman ought to always do. Because he's a gentleman. And you know, now in the days, you know, what they say, chivalry is dead. We say the Lord have mercy. And don't start nothing in here. I was listening to I think one of the Mary, one of them shows on Got Me and my wife was riding in the day. She was talking about, yeah, I still need my husband opening the door. My wife looked at me, I act like I ain't hear nothing. I just ride on. Jesus is my help, my help. I ain't heard nothing. But the reality of being a Christian is, in every circumstance, you react appropriately. Okay, and that's this thing of meekness. Let's look at it in Psalms 37. Let's go to Psalms 37. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret over those who prosper in their way and over those who carry evil devices. Refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil. For the wicked shall be cut off. For those who wait for the Lord shall inherit the land. Yet a little while, and the wicked will be no more. Though you look diligently for their place, they will not be there. But the meek, and here's where the psalm comes from. It's actually a quote from Psalm. Here's where the beatitude comes from. It's a quote from Psalm. But the meek shall inherit the land. Do you see that? Do you see that? And what it's saying is, though, is this meekness is those who trust in the Lord, delight themselves in the Lord, trust, delight, and commit their ways to him. Okay? That means when I'm coming in and I'm saying, when I'm meek, I'm saying I'm committing, I'm not, see, and this pushes back to this particular conversation. This is bigger than church attendance, okay? This is bigger than just church membership. This speaks to, do we, and I put myself into the community, do we want to conform our lives to the will and plan of Christ, to the point where we trust his ways in all of our ways, okay? And see, that always sounds wonderful while we're in church. But it's another thing to practice this action in our everyday aspects of our lives. Can I be meek in a world that's the exact opposite of meekness? Because meekness, and I'm gonna tell you what the devil will do. The devil does this to me when I'm meek. The devil be like, oh, they think you're a punk. You know, they don't say to you? Oh, they just trying to get over you. They know you're a Christian. And so then a part of me wants to react to show them, listen, I don't know who they think I'm talking to. And this is when we say stuff like this. We say stuff like this. This is what we say. I know I go to church and everything, but I lay my religion down. Really? How you gonna lay your religion down? Because God expects us in those particular situations to act like Christians and embody meekness. Now here's the challenge. We live in a world where bombastic behavior is rewarded. Okay? We're looking at a president that crazy behavior, arrogant, narcissistic, imperialistic behavior is rewarded. And if not careful, we will think that the only way to combat that is to be just as crazy. Come on, y'all. Come on, wake up now. And some of you are having antagonistic people on your jobs. And you're going to think that the only way I can rebuke this antagonistic situation is to be just as antagonistic as they are. But you got to keep this in mind. You got to understand this. If you live by the sword, you die by it. Are you with me here? And the moment you allow somebody else to bring you down to their level, they got you. And that's how come. As soon as you cuss them out, you feel good for a minute. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a truthful pastor. 10 seconds after cuss out is amazing. Y'all real spiritual today. Immediately after the cuss out, this is what you say. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Ain't that the truth? Come on, y'all getting real all. Y'all like, I don't know that. I don't say nothing wrong to nobody. Some of y'all messed up at the restaurant today. That's why you can't go back. As soon as the waiter, waitress see you coming, they say, oh, Lord, you. But the moment you get the instant gratification, you feel like, oh, horrible. You do. Because you realize that was not the way that God wanted you to act. And now you feel worse, right? Because of what somebody else has done with you. Nobody should be good enough to drag you down. I mean that. I mean that, Doc. I'm serious. Hear what I'm telling you. Listen what I'm telling you. We went to Redstone yesterday, Sunday, right after church. With Redstone, and I ordered my barbecue wings, and the lady brings ribs out. And this is what the lady says to me. She says to me. Now I ordered the same meal. Anybody know me? I order the same meal everywhere I go. So ain't no detour in my meal. I order the same wings. I order the same, give me my two buffalo shrimp. And y'all ain't never been to Redstone? Oh, and they got a good little cornbread, but that's another conversation. They really do. So I order the same thing. She comes going to tell me, she going to get smart with me. You ain't ordered no wing. She said to me. She said, you ordered some ribs. I said, I ain't want no ribs. I never want no ribs here. Just she said to me in front of me, Tim, and Eb and Chandler. And you going to eat these ribs. That's what she said to me. That's what she said to me. This is a true story. And this is what Chandler said. Chandler said, did she talk to you like that? You know, she was just like that, just like me. And I said, oh, Lord, my neck was starting to. I'm serious. This is a true story. This is kind of not high end, but in Martin's someone to do everything. There was a little white couple over there to the corner sitting next to me and just said, and this is what he whispered, why don't he just take it? That's what he just said, me, talking about me. I'm meeting right there. And I said, that's what the man said. The man said to me. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm nervous because, Eb got, she got consumer rage. So I'm just trying to, I ain't trying to start no trouble in here. I'm just trying to go home. We had a good time in service. I'm just trying to go home and get ready for the football game. That's all I'm trying to do, And anger just, you ever got angry so quick you about to turn the joint out? No, it was like, it was going to be one of them, turn the joint out. And I saw myself slipping. I said, let me tell you something, miss. If I wanted ribs, I can pay for them. That's just what I said. My first statement. And the Lord said, stop right now, because you keep going down this road. And I said, but no problem, man. I'll take them. And then as they left, the table turned into the third grade. You gonna let them get away with that? You know what I mean? Daddy, and my anger boiling up, and then wife, you got to stand up for yourself. And I'm like, maybe I do need to stand up for myself. I'm saying, little man, I feel like a little boy in the school now. You push them, so everything goes. And so my wife said, now I know you ain't gonna tip them, but the Lord said, tip the lady. Took to the man, said, I come here all the time. I said, man, lady might have a bad day, but you might want to tell her, if somebody do order the wrong thing, just give them the right thing. She said, no problem, sir. And I said, I'll make no trouble. As the bill came, the lady said, the meal's paid for, but here's the miracle. As I'm walking out, Pastor Henson. Hey, I've been trying to get you ever since I seen you at Power God. You blessed my life. Can you come do our 3-day revival? I said, yeah, give an email to Marcella, such. I got in the car. I said, see, if I'd have listened to all y'all in here, I'd have been on YouTube right now. and no, I'm saying, no, hear me when I'm serious. That's how come you got to be careful when you show a fool. And sometimes if you would control yourself, God will reward you more for control than you will for being out of control, because and then this is what I did too. Can I tell you what I did? And I tipped the girl good. I tipped her good to let her know that just because I wasn't trying to get over, but God love still will bless you. And you might say, that ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't tip her for service. Be careful when you get judgmental, because, sometimes our service to God ain't worth a dime. But God still, when we don't serve him right, always gives us a good tip. Come on, talk to me. So this meeting, and it's a struggle, man. Especially now, and I need to say this to our people, especially now because there's a hyper division in racism now. People are testifying all the time how those who are racist are now being bold. No, they're being bold right now. No, they looking at you all side-eye. People on your job going to feel like, oh, this is when I can. But don't you go down to them. Don't you go down here now. I'm afraid to even say this because I know now that I'm preaching, I'm gonna be tempted again, and I can hear me say it, but I'm serious. And to do that, you have to walk in this beatitude called meekness. Now, I'm glad you said that, Pastor. How do you do it? First point, and this is hard for us, it's hard for me. If you're going to walk in meekness, you have to give up control of your life. I knew that wasn't going to go good. That's a what? It means living your life under God's control at all times. Let's go to Matthew chapter 26. Matthew 26, let's do that 52nd verse. 51, 52 verse. Suddenly one of those with Jesus put his hand on a sword, drew it, and struck the slave of the high priest, cutting off his ear. Then Jesus said to him, put your sword back into its place, for all of who take the sword will perish by the sword. Do you think I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels? Now let's look at the narrative. Jesus is being portrayed. Okay? Now, they've seen Jesus all day long, all ministry long for 3 years. Okay? At any moment in time, they could have got him. He was not running from anybody. So they want to come at night during prayer service and bust in during prayer service with clubs and bats to arrest Jesus. Okay? Peter, who gangster, said, this prayer is not working. Now, I believe you need a couple of Peters around you every now and then. You need a couple of Peters in there just to look at somebody, keep people honest. Peter goes and cuts the ear off. Right? Jesus says, boy, listen, if you do that, you live by the sword. He said, don't you know if I would call, God would send legions down here? Meaning, whoa, don't think I can't fight my own battle. Meekness is not quiet when you have no options. Okay? Some people is scared. That ain't meekness. Okay? Meekness is when you have the power, but don't use it. Are you with me here? He could have, when he says this legion, Jesus is saying, if I would have said the word, 72,000 angels would come at my command. He said, so be careful. He said, so I'm not telling you to put the sword up because I'm a punk. Because the next time I come down, I ain't going to be meek. The next time I'm come down, I'm going to come down here to kick some butt. But this ain't the time to kick it, Peter. Put the sword up because you're messing up my plan. Let them think that they got one over on me, but I'm going to show them at the end how I'm going to get them. But the problem why God can't bless us in totality, because we so busy trying to get revenge on our own. Oh, y'all not going to help me tonight, but I'm fine now. I'm fine. And see, you so busy trying to give them your 2 cents on what you want to do. But God said, okay, is this how you want to handle it? Well, then go on and handle it then. But the moment you back out and act like a Christian, then God says, hold your peace and let me go on and fight your battles. Are you with me here? So the whole reality is when you're meek not because you're fearful. You meek because you fell in love with Jesus. Let me say that again. You're not meek because you're afraid. You meek because you fell in love. Okay, how am I going to make this plain? How make this thing plain? Okay, I'll make this thing. Have you ever didn't do something to somebody, not because of them, but because you love somebody that was close to them? Like my brother, before he died, the one brother died. He was trifling, but he could play the piano. And he do all type of stuff. Come home, start playing the piano and clean, and then my mom forgive everything he do. He just clean the house, and he run away. Where Brian? We can't even find Brian. Then all of a sudden you hear the Scott Joplin. I said, oh, here it go. As a little older, I said, she gonna get him today. I said, Mama, Brian down there. Then she, where was you? Oh, baby. I said, what? And this is what I came up with. I want to fight you. I did. I said, but if I can't really whip you, because then Mama gonna whip me. So I'm not fighting you because I can't beat you. I'm doing it because I love somebody more than I want to beat you. Y'all getting it? Come on with me here. Meaning the reason why some of us don't retaliate is not because we ain't got no retaliate in us. Oh no, we got retaliate in us. But the fact is, when you fall in love with somebody bigger than your need to get back, and you more concerned with how Jesus feels. Now here's the problem, church. We so worried about who sees us do this, who sees us go to the liquor store, who sees us go get a little lottery ticket. Jesus already sees it. So don't put the liquor up when I come over the house. God already knows. Oh, y'all see now, this the wrong church. Now y'all all self-righteous now. No, don't be. See, the problem is we're more concerned with if each other sees us than what God already sees. So don't stop cussing when you get in the parking lot. Keep on cussing. Because God already saw it anyway. I ain't got no heaven and hell to put you in. I ain't died for your sin. So don't you worry about what I see. You need to be concerned what he sees. Because can we tell you something, church? He sees it all. Let me say it again because you missed it. He sees it all. He sees what you do here on Sunday. Okay, let me go here deeper. You know what I hate about it? Not only does he see what we do, he says he knows our thoughts afar off. Now I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been in church and I've thought some crazy stuff. See, y'all don't want to have no real. I got to get y'all a line preacher so y'all be more happy. No, I've been in church and thought. I was in church yesterday and I was just tired and I was thinking, I wish this boy shut up. I want to go home. I said that. I said, I'm tired. And he kept saying, my last point. I said, you said your last point last time. Don't he know New Edition? Come on, what's wrong with this boy? I've been waiting to see this New Edition episode the whole 6 months. And here the Lord said, you calm your little self down. That's what people think when you preach. I said, preach, brother. Preach, brother. Let the Lord use you. Y'all don't want to be honest now. Y'all want to be honest. Because up in here, I mean, you could be in praise and worship. I was glad when they said unto me, where'd that thought come from? You were like, man, where'd that come from? So God says, I know your thoughts before they even hit your head. Okay? And so you got to fall in love with me. And you got to be willing to say, Lord, I reject my way of life and I submit it to you. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's the challenging part for me. The preacher challenges, he said, and this is quite a challenging concept, and I kind of subscribe to it. He said, faith is not enough. He said, faith means nothing if you don't have the courage to move. Faith means nothing if you just sit there. But and oftentimes the courage to give up control is scary. And when you say, God, I'm trusting you with the ways, I'm trusting you to be meek, that means, Lord, at the end of the day, I trust you with the outcome, even if I can't manufacture it on my own. And here's why this is evidence where you should trust God and not trust you. You've made some dumb decisions. Let me be honest. I've made some dumb decisions. And when I look back over my life, the decisions I made because of my flesh, see, y'all, come on, y'all. I made some, and here's how spiritual we are. When we want something, we're going to go to God and make God say yes. Lord, if you want me to have this blessing, make this chair purple. It's purple. And God says, when you trust me, you back up. You don't allow your emotions to run you, because your emotions can become a god of their own. Come on. Because you know, when you feel something, it's hard to shake it. I mean, Doc, I've been so mad, man. I've been so mad, I went home and came back. Has that happened to you? You went home like, I'm gonna let this go. Say, man, I can't let this go, man. Hey, man, I was just thinking. So God says, I'm trusting you with what the outcome could be, even if I think I'm treated unfairly. It's easy to be a Christian when everybody speaks well of you. And in this climate, which I'm believing that's going to become more tense, what I'm believing is going to be more polarizing, is in the midst of this tension, can you still be a Christian? Or I'm going to hear about you, Pastor, I had to lay my religion down for a minute. But in order to do that, we got to trust God with the outcome. Now that's trust. Now let's keep going. Now, here's the one I don't like. Forgive those who hurt you. Woo. Write this in your notes. Meekness does not hold grudges. Y'all, I just lost y'all right there. And you know what, y'all, church? And we're going to study Gideon and Joseph in Colossians in a minute, but I just want to say this here. You know, I talk a lot about forgiveness, and but I realize you can say you forgive somebody, but you haven't really done it. And and it's really good when you go back to your past, so went back to church, St. John's, Sharon, love my church, love it. And somebody didn't necessarily like me while I was there. And so I looked there, I wasn't going to say nothing to him. And Lord said, and he came and said, hey, Pastor, I miss you. I want to say, I don't miss you. And Lord said, oh, you still holding grudge. You'd be surprised. That's what y'all see, y'all. It's people in your family right now. Okay, since y'all want to be real spiritual, it's people in this church. Hey, come on here. You worship together, but hello. Y'all, see y'all? They be up there. Here's how you know you got a grudge against somebody. Whoa, somebody really got a breakthrough today. They should have been got that. Y'all know how we do. Because ain't nobody more judgmental than church folk. And then ironic how you can worship next to somebody and hate their guts. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? And God says, if you want to walk in meekness, the first thing you got to do is let go of who's wronged you. Now let's look at Genesis, because the fact that they wronged you was in the will of God. Genesis 50, 19 and 20. And I love this Joseph account. Now you got to understand this thing. Now, this is the end of it. Now, y'all, let me get us here. How much time I have here? Good time. So now, this funny. God chose Joseph the dream, right? You're gonna be the head. The sheep's gonna bow down. Here's what I love about God. When God shows you the dream, He never shows you the suffering. You don't show Joseph that, because my whole thing is, if you show me that, since you in the dream casting, God, why don't you let me know that, yeah, they're gonna bow down, but before they bow down, they're gonna betray me. Amen. You with me? Okay, let me give you some more biblical support, because you think I'm lying. Abraham, you're gonna be the father of many nations. Go to a land I'm gonna show you. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, it sounds a whole lot of good, but you got to go through Egypt, got to go through wilderness. It's going to be a little Hagar in there. It's going to have a little Ishmael. It's going to be a couple sidetracks, but you'll be there after a while. Come on, preach. Okay, let me help you married folk out. Listen, had you known that who you was married to would have turned out this crazy. Y'all, come on, Paige, help me, Sister Paige. Ed can testify. You know, because some of the stuff they leave out. And you went down there with your little beautiful gown, and I had my little black tux on, and we said I do, and we did the little meet me to the moon dance, and then all of a sudden, I said, who is she? And she said, who is you? Because come on now, we watched the Cosby's. This ain't how Clay and Huxtable act. Because when we saw Clay and Huxtable, they had a problem and got it solved in 30 minutes and went back into the bed and fell asleep. Y'all, come on here now. Some of y'all, if you'd have known joining church would have been this crazy.
Amen. Amen.
Y'all, come on, be honest tonight. You came down here crying, tears down your eyes. Lord, my life ain't gonna let me to say. You had no idea that the person that took your information gonna cut you in the back in 6 years. But like, she was talking about me. Yes, she was talking about you. Cause come on, look at your neighbor, say you gotta toughen up in church. You gotta toughen up. This ain't no place that you ain't gonna be tough. This ain't for the weary. Church ain't for the weary now. And so, but see, and God says, I leave all of that out so that you can keep moving. Because if I tell you, you won't step out on faith. So look at, Joseph finds out he's about to be second in charge by the dream. And the next thing that happened to him is his brothers don't try to betray him. First, they try to kill him. Right? Remember the betrayal was the blessing. Let me throw this in parenthetically. See, you getting all mad that what they tried to do, but you ought to be thankful for what they tried didn't work. Are you with me here? Is there anybody here that can testify? You glad you didn't know all that they were trying to do against you? You found out after it was all over, and you said, I'm so glad I didn't know that because I would have forfeited my blessing. Okay? So he gets there, he gets some favor in Potiphar's house. Now watch this. He's in Potiphar's house doing the right thing. And here's what the verse says. And God was what? With him. And I don't care where you located. If God is with you, you'll get promoted. Amen. Let me say that again because you lost it. I said, if God is with you, you'll get promoted. Potiphar raised him up, ran the house, and watch what gets him in trouble. His righteousness. Potiphar's wife hits on him, and she can't handle rejection. Then she fabricates the story. Are you with me here? Y'all know the story. Now all of a sudden, the man who got the dream is now in prison. Have you ever found yourself in a situation for doing the right thing? Huh? The right thing. The right thing. That's what I tell all some of the single ladies at church, at the other church. Listen here. You're gonna be single if you try to do the right thing. Don't compromise to be with somebody. Because you lift that skirt up one time, come on here. Come on, help me here. Keep your legs closed. I don't care what he say. Tell him leave. You're going, be by yourself. Don't compromise your worth just because what's gonna happen is when you lift it, he's gonna leave anyway. Let me say it again because you missed it. When he lifted, he's gonna leave anyway. He's in prison. Watch what happens. But the Lord was with him. And watch what happened. He's in prison, but God raises him up. Don't you notice wherever you y'all can testify with this with me. Whatever error you was in your life, didn't God give you some favor there? Come on, talk to me here. Whether you was a post office, whether it was here, whether you went under this jurisdiction, whether it was over here at Macy's, whether you was a landscaper, whatever you did, this wasn't the first thing that God put his hand on because you always had a sense that God was with you. And I'm telling you, that's why don't trip if you find yourself in a prison-like situation. Just wait for your promotion. Raises him up because he prophesied. He speaks the dreams. They forget him. You with me? So all of a sudden, y'all know the story, and he meets up with the brothers that got him in the circumstance. Now, this is the story I'm reading now. Now, y'all need to understand. In my natural self, I'm second in charge. That means I'm the head Negro in charge. And the people that betrayed me just walked in. See, y'all too spiritual. Let me paint the picture again. You just became the director. And the person who used to be the director was the one that tried to get you fired. And now you became the director, and the person over you said you can fire whomever you want. Now you say, Charlie, I need to meet with you at 3:30. You might want to go ahead and clean your stuff out right now. Come on, we need to be honest. I need to make it plain so y'all can see. Watch what happens. 1920. But Joseph said to them, do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? Meaning, I'm in the place of God. Watch this. Meaning that the stuff that you did to me put me where God wanted me. Y'all gonna make me get, see, y'all gonna make me mad. And I'm gonna pull out my special mic. Y'all keep fooling with me now. Meaning, stop complaining what people have done and start being thankful for what it got you. Because if they've never done it wrong to you, you would never be where you are right. Oh. Sometimes we need to appreciate the wrong that people have done. Because if you never would have been wronged, you would never be in the place you are right now. Can I push it just a little further? If you would never been wrong, some of us became better Christians. Because people we thought wouldn't wrong us, wronged us. And once we realized they turned their back on us, we had to turn to God because we had nobody else to turn to. So sometimes you got to go to your Judas and say, thank you. Because if you never would have betrayed me, I never would have had the worship and the praise that I got right now. And there's nothing better than seeing somebody who betrays you and you and okay, can I make this thing plain? Can I make this thing plain? Is this all right? Y'all remember when we was in school and somebody would break up with you? You remember that? You remember that? Y'all remember? And remember when they would break up with you and they thought you would never get over it? Y'all, can I be real? And then all of a sudden, you know you were going somewhere where everybody would be, and they don't got nobody, but you got somebody. Y'all remember that? You would go get your hair did. Y'all ain't gonna lie, y'all gonna lie. So y'all gonna lie. You go get your new outfit, and then you would stroll through like, y'all come on now, because you wanted to show them what they missed. Y'all ain't gonna help me be honest tonight. Sometimes you got to be thankful that God can show you off while people thought you wasn't gonna make it. Yeah. That's why I like when I stroll through and people say, well, they don't even ask because they know. Have you noticed people don't ask how Alpha's doing anymore? But when all hell was breaking loose, they ask you every 5 minutes, oh, what's going on over there? Who's the pastor? But now all of a sudden, they only give you, but that's all right. You ain't got to ask me. I'm going to tell you what we doing over here. And you can notice, put something up positive on Facebook. Notice who don't like it. And guess what I'll do? I tag them. Tag. Are you with me here? And he says, the stuff you did put me in the place of God. Watch what he said. He says, you meant it for evil. You meant it to destroy me. You meant it to deter me. But God meant it. Y'all not gonna help me tonight. For my good. And I'm telling you right now, child of the living God, there's nothing that happens in your life that God won't work it for your good. But you got to listen now. You got to trust him to do the working. You got to trust him that he's building something in you that's bigger than the emotion for the moment. Let me say that again because you missed it. He's building something stronger than you that's bigger than the emotion of the moment. And people who live by their emotions die by their emotions. Are you with me here? Because emotions will mislead you. Oh, okay, all right. I see how it is. All right, now, so this forgiveness piece is strong. Because now I must be willing to release you from what you've done to me. And some of us got grudges with family members. Listen now, let's be honest. Now, come on now. Your daddy ain't going to be able to come back and take you fishing. Some of the people you mad at dead. We ain't got enough money to pull up their body. Huh? I'm not giving you that much power in my life. Were you going to have me thinking about what you did to me over 20 years ago? Huh? No. Nobody's that important. Forgiveness is the gift you give yourself. And this power, married couple, let me just help you, married couple. I'm just help you. I just want to help you. You ever been mad at somebody bring something up 30 years ago? 30 years ago, you did this and you was late. I mean, like 30 years ago. So you mean tell me you remember what I did 30 years ago? I don't remember what I did 3 days ago. I didn't know what color shoes I had on. Your marriage can't go if you keep bringing up yesterday. Amen. I don't even want to hang with nobody keep bringing up yesterday. You ever see somebody just y'all bring yesterday? Yesterday. Remember? Boy, you remember this? No, I don't remember, man. Doc, I don't remember. I don't remember. No, I don't remember. Leave me alone. And when you're free, you can be, I'm telling you, this is true freedom. Meekness, freedom. You can know they don't like you. And you straight. Have you ever had that type of freedom? When you know the whole world don't like you, but you still talking. Have you ever talked to somebody you know hates you? And they trying to get away and you just keep coming forward? I have issues, church. I got real issues. Hey, how's the kids, man? Oh, my kids are wonderful, but how yours? Oh, yeah. Oh, these are a new pair of shoes. My wife got them for me. How your wife? Oh, my goodness. Because I'm free from what you've done to me, because what you've done to me blessed me. God uses mistakes to bless you. Hello? But can I tell you another reason why I got to forgive people? Because I'm crazy myself. And so because I want forgiveness. See, it's funny how we become quite self-righteous about what somebody else does until you do it. I can't believe they ate that cake. Make no sense. They need to watch their weight till they offer you a pound cake. Then the same person said, I just can't believe them. Be the same one. Thank you so much. I eat this tonight. Take it home with me. Okay, watch this and I'm done. Forgive those who hurt you, but focus on the reward for being meek. It's a reward. Go to Isaiah. This is what I want you to do, this scripture here. I want you to, for 30 days, this scripture here, I want you to read it every morning. Just read it, 65:17. Just read it every morning. Every morning, just read it. Just read it, just read it. I want a King James with this one. Who has a King James? Read that again. Just y'all hang on the word. Just read it again there. Blessed are the meek. They shall inherit the what? Read that verse again.
For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth.
New what? A new what? Blessed are the meek, they shall inherit what? The earth you're inheriting when you're meek ain't an old earth. God ain't gonna let you be meek and you inherit something raggedy. Here's the crazy. Can I go here? We always make the new earth eschatological in that which is to come. God says no. You can make the new earth right here. How can I? Okay, yeah, this is good. I'm done. You ever, Craig, you can kind of testify up there. You ever had a fixer-upper house? Long Chris Lane, my first house was a fixer-upper. And it was 3-bedroom townhouse, and I didn't have enough money to go out and fix it all up. I ain't had all that. So I had to go one room at a time. Y'all remember them days? Still remember. You don't go all in the room. And so Eb said, well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. She said, baby, let's fix our room first. Because you gotta have a place to lay your head. And let's just make that peaceful. So we just dumped it, got the room nice, Rest of the house was still raggedy. But that one little room. And now y'all might judge me, but I had a TV big as the room. That's when I had them big screen TVs. They're just big as the whole room. And excuse me, get around. No, we couldn't afford carpet everywhere. We got one of them little throw rugs. You know the throw rugs where your foot be cold till you get on the rug. You jump on the rug. We had a little nightstand, and it was fixed up, peaceful. And then you couldn't tell me, I thought we was rich when she started burning candles. When we went from incense, I didn't know what a candle was. I thought a candle was incense. I'm like, what's that? That's a bomb. I'm looking for the... And so the rest of the house was like Fort Knox. And so much so the kids stay, with grandma while we fixing up, mom. And it'd be crazy, but when we entered into that room, peace, even though it was storm all around us, y'all getting it now, even though it was hazardous all around us, we carved out an area in the storm that gave us peace. Y'all got to get this tonight. I can't teach any better than you responded. God says when you're meek, you inherit the earth, meaning I carve out a place of peace or newness in the midst of the storm that's almost like a holding pattern. And people don't understand why you are so calm, why you so cool, why you so collective, because I don't have to wait till you to walk into the blessing. I can put the blessing in your storm, and the meek shall inherit the new earth. So you're not gonna help me tonight. So even while everybody else is panicking, concerned, nervous, don't know how to feel, is this the end of the world? Is this the Antichrist? Is this the beast? You can say, I don't care who it is, because Jesus got the whole world in his hand, and he put a little bit in my life. The meek shall inherit the earth. I'm done. And when you meek, here's what I love. And I'm done. Here's what I'm done. You take the control of your life away from other people. Amen. Look at your neighbor and say, you ain't gonna push my buttons tonight. No, tell them, I don't care if they like you. You ain't gonna push my buttons tonight. You have to get bigger than people. And when people realize that they can't push your buttons, when you realize that they can't push your buttons, then you have a whole different relationship with God, and you give him a whole different type of praise, because you ain't got to be worried about if they speak, if they don't speak. It don't matter, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Come on, let's give God praise for the word from the Lord.